What's going on, people? Welcome to the LV Live Show. I'm LV Live. Please hit that like, share, subscribe button. Once again, I want to thank all the new subscribers for coming by to my channel, man. It is truly, truly appreciated. Right? So listen, let's switch gears up today. The Giants play in a couple of minutes, so I wanted to hop on here and do this. We'll change it up. I usually talk about those two teams behind me that I love so dearly. But there was something that happened a couple of days ago that I think I want to touch on. Right? Of course, you guys are aware of the whole fiasco going on out there in Golden State. Draymond Green and Jordan Poole. Draymond Green has recently put out an apology to Poole, and I think his family and organization, all this stuff he said in it, right? And so with that being said, he's going to take us, a step away from the team, right? He doesn't know how long it's going to be. He's not sure. I wanted to touch on this too because to anybody that's an athlete like myself, right? And I kind of want to let a lot of people who've never played sports or who are athletes and who've never been in those locker rooms and in practice, right? There's so many things that have happened behind the velvet rope, I'll call it, or behind the curtain, however you want to view it, that a lot of people aren't privy to. It's amazing, right? It's so many things that go on because you're trying to build a brotherhood, right? You're really trying to become a team. You're really trying to be a family, right? That those are all the words that are used when it comes to a team, right? When you're playing all the way from down when you start playing a peewee, all the way up through middle school, high school, college, and of course, if you're lucky enough to make it to the elite level of professional sports, it's still that same sentiment. A brotherhood, a family. These are your brothers. These is who you are going to war with to win games and fight for. Very, family oriented and all those things, right? But what happens a lot of times with family, right? You fight, you argue. That happens sometimes. I have brothers. 4 of my brothers growing up. I'm sure it happens with you as well, right? So it's sad that this came out like this, right? Just with social media and stuff like that, you can't really have any slip-ups. You just can't, especially a high-profile guy like Draymond. It's tough for a guy like him. But I wanted to like I said, I wanted to kind of bring you guys into the locker room. Guys talk about everything. And they say everything. They talk about family, kids, their girlfriend, parents being sick, parents owing them money, cousins owing them money, what happened last night at the club. Everything under the sun. You guys know what I'm talking about. These guys talk about it. I know I did. Everybody did. That's just what goes on in the locker room. So sometimes what also happens in the locker room and in practice is that these guys know who you are. They pretty much know your background. They know who your wife is, your girlfriend is, your kids, where you live at, what car you drive, what college you went to, all these things. So sometimes to get a competitive edge, you say things. You say things, okay? All right, I'll leave it at that. That's sometimes a bit inappropriate. You cross the line at times. You push the needle. You push, once you find a guy's weak point, you poke away at it because you want to see if he's going to break. And also, too, guys, let's be clear. Sometimes the players don't do it. The coaches do it, too. They find that little niche that kind of gets you going. They'll use that in practice to see what makes you tick. And when you're around each other so much, you know each other inside and out. Once again, like I said, it's like a brotherhood. It's like a family. So you know each other inside and out as players. So sometimes what happens is you say something a little bit, too low. or two left. And guys react. When I mean I've seen more fights in the locker room and in practice than I did my whole childhood and adult life. I'm being totally honest with you. And this is going from all the way from middle school, pee-wee hoops, football, all the way through high school, college. I've seen it more than I did outside in the world. Like, seriously, this is what goes on, guys. Guys fight. And I mean, sometimes it's like UFC. I'm being honest. Sometimes it carries over into the parking lot to where guys got to be separated by the coaches or sometimes by family members. It gets real like that. It does. So to say that this is out of the norm, it's really not. And sometimes it's worse than that. But with social media and your whole world and everything you do on the internet, it's tough. It's really, really tough to have those moments remain private, right? That's the key. Like those moments to remain private. There's so many things I saw, and there's so many things I was involved into. Okay, I'm not perfect, right? Got mad at a couple of guys. A couple of guys got mad at me. Those things are private. You left it alone because you're a brotherhood. You're a family. So you decide to say, okay, it's over with. That was yesterday. Let's move on past it. As we say, right? Guys, my bad, right? I'm giving you guys a breakdown. So now, with social media, those times and those moments are pretty much gone. They are. You know, sometimes guys get video or people pull up their phones and automatically they want to shoot it out to the internet to see how much buzz they can get. Or sometimes for some people, how much money they can get, right? Sometimes people pay for stuff. Now, I wouldn't be surprised if someone leaked a video, got paid for it, right? So, and because of that now, Draymond's got to put out an apology. He's got to do that. He has to. Clear up his name and I'm not sure if he decided to take a step away or was it, was the organization. But these are the times we live in. And it's just unfortunate because, I'm sure you guys have heard the war stories of Michael Jordan and what he's done in practice, right? I know a lot of war stories with the Knicks, of course. And that's just with the hoops, but on football, forget about it. They're always fighting. That always happens on the practice field, especially in the locker room, right? So, to see kind of like, this bite, Draymond, on the back end like this is tough because I know he probably wishes that, he could take it back because we all have been there. It doesn't make it right. I want to be clear with you guys. It doesn't make it right. But I want to stress to this. This is what happens in the locker room. This has been happening for years, decades, with guys in the locker room and with guys in practice. There was no social media before. But a lot of times when you guys are dealing with friends, loved ones, brothers, uncles, aunts, mothers, parents, all that stuff, these things happen. You guys make up, kiss in the end, and it's over with, right? So, do I think he'll rebound from this? I do. But it's going to be tough. So him stepping away, we'll see how long that's going to be. But, yeah, it's a crazy thing. Crazy thing. All right? But, I just want to hop on and give a quick hit in regards to that because I think that's a topic that people, not really touching on. They're talking about the incident, but they're not really going into really what goes on. If you're an athlete and you've lived it, you know everything that I'm saying. You know exactly what I'm talking about, and you know what goes on behind those closed doors, right? But listen, I'm LV Live. That's my show. Please hit that like, share, subscribe button. Hit that like button. People, all right? Also, too, please leave comments, all right? So we can go back and forth in debate, but let's keep it G-rated, all right? I'm LV Live, and that's my show, and I'm out. Peace.